The High Court in Pretoria is expected to rule today on the admissibility of the audio recording alleged to be an admission by one of the accused in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Bongani Ntanzi, the court will rule in whether his constitutional rights were violated when the alleged confession was recorded without his consent. The defense in the Meyiwa trial within the trial have argued that the recording should be excluded from the state's body of evidence. For more on this, SABC News reporter Chriselda Lewis now joining us live. Chriselda, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. So the trial within a trial, and today the judgment is expected just after 10 o'clock. But also tell us what the magistrate had to say about that recording.
Well, Aldrin, Judge Ratamukhotleng will hand down that judgment at 10 o'clock this morning, as I said in my headline there. In arguments yesterday, you would recall that the defense basically contended that accused number 2 in this trial, Bongani Ntanzi's constitutional rights had been infringed when the witness, Magistrate Vivian Cronje, did not inform him that she was recording his alleged confession. So basically, Cronje testified in court, you would recall, that she did not inform Ntanzi on the 24th of June in 2020 that she was recording his alleged admission. So basically what, the defense is arguing, or basically argued yesterday, that it was unlawful to record Ntanzi without his consent, basically, and that, the recording itself, Aldrin, was unconstitutionally obtained, and that Ntanzi's rights, ought to have been explained to him. And this was prior to that recording being made, and even the fact that that audio that was being recorded would then later be used against him in a court of law. So basically the lawyer that's representing Ntanzi and also accused number 1, but this particular matter pertains to Ntanzi himself, Advocate Thulani Mngomezulu, you would recall, who just recently came on the record, had basically said that any evidence that was obtained in a manner that violates the constitutional rights of anyone must basically be excluded. So this audio must be excluded if the admission of that evidence would render the trial itself unfair or otherwise, be detrimental to the administration of justice. That's what he basically said verbatim. In other words, what he means by that is that the court should not accept this particular audio recording as part of the state's body of evidence. But the judge as well basically asking, the state there, based on what the defense had put in its arguments, the judge, presiding judge, asking, what is the state's view of, the alleged invasion of the privacy of accused number 2, in that this recording was, made without the consent of accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi. The state basically responded that that recording is nothing more than an electronic version of what the accused was already telling the magistrate, and all the magistrate did was simply to keep a record of what Ntanzi was saying. So it'll be very interesting to see what the judge rules here this morning, Aldrin, pertaining to the admissibility of this audio recording, and also whether Bongani Ntanzi, accused number 2's rights had been violated when that recording was made without his consent. At 10 o'clock this morning, also live on the SABC YouTube page.
And just quickly, Chriselda, there's the issue around if the confession was it made under duress, and also what the magistrate had to say, the physical appearance of Bongani Ntanzi when she did that interview with him.
Well, I'm afraid, Aldrin, I'm really struggling to hear you at this stage. There is a bit of noise here behind me. I'm not in a position to hear what your next question is.
Okay, we'll try to get back to Chriselda Lewis a bit later on. That is Chriselda Lewis, who is at the Pretoria High Court, where we expect the judgment to be handed down at around 10 o'clock.